Hey guys, how's it going? Lamar here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Canton Fair. Next week, my sister and I don't think I've mentioned to you guys, but my sister works with me in my e-commerce business. We're going to be flying out to the Canton Fair to the second time. This is the second time that we've been there. We went once last year, last October, and it was like game changing. I literally doubled the size of my business because of going to the Canton Fair. We were able to get so many new suppliers, lots of great new product ideas, and really just have a really fast feedback loop with the contacts that we got because of being there. So I thought it'd be appropriate to make a video on 6 reasons of why I think you guys should go to the Canton Fair, because I just got so much value out of it last time, and like I said, we're going to be flying out next week. If you guys haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button below. Subscribe to the channel. I'm coming out with videos once a week detailing my process of building a 7-figure e-commerce business, trying to give as much feedback, tips, and tricks to you guys so that you can go out and replicate the same process. But without further ado, let's jump into today's video. I'm going to break down 6 reasons of why I think you should check out the Canton Fair. So I first just wanted to start off by saying that I kind of have a personal belief that if you want to achieve something extremely fast, you have to completely immerse yourself in it. You have to completely surround yourself with the experiences that'll help you learn as quickly as you can about whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. When I was in college, I actually knew nothing about China. I didn't know anything about the culture. I didn't know anything about the business practices. I knew nothing about import, exporting. I knew absolutely nothing. But I knew that it was going to be important. During my lifetime, I knew that the US-China relations were going to be extremely important. And I knew nothing about it. So I was like, what could I do to completely, what could I do to help me learn about China as quickly as possible? And I actually moved to China directly after college. I thought I was only going to be there for 3 months. I took an internship. I only thought I was going to be there for 3 months, but I ended up being there for 3 years. And funny enough, I didn't do any importing or exporting or product sourcing or any of that while I was over there living. That all came after I moved back to the US. But I did learn quite a bit about the culture because I was over there, about the people, how they act, how the society works. So that does still carry over into the business. But funny enough, I didn't start my e-commerce business or really have anything to do with manufacturing, product sourcing, or whatnot. I was doing digital marketing when I was working over in China. So me and creating this e-commerce business was something that completely happened after I came back from China. But it did teach me a lot. And the point of this story is that if you want something really badly, if you know nothing about it, if you really want to achieve your goals very fast, the most effective way to do that is complete immersion. Like completely surround yourself with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and just dedicate full time to that task until it's completely done. It doesn't give you a lot of time to change your mind, get distracted, think about something else. If you just completely focus in on this one task at hand and you just drive it to success through complete immersion, it's going to happen very quickly. And that is kind of where I wanted to start this video, is that if you guys are serious about, taking your e-commerce business to the next level or starting the e-commerce business, it's going to happen quickest with complete immersion. And you don't necessarily have to go to China right away, although I would recommend that, or I think that you would get a lot of value out of that. But just fully dedicating yourself to this objective, to completing the current task on hand, to really drive and make this happen, it'll happen quickest through completely surrounding yourself in complete immersion. So going to China, going to the Canton Fair definitely fits into that, and I would recommend it. So that's actually not my first point of reason why you should go to the Canton Fair, although it is a little story that I wanted to share with you guys, that going to the Canton Fair will really provide that complete immersion for you that I'm kind of talking about. And I think it's really important for you to just get a better sense of everything that's going on when you completely immerse yourself in the culture and the experience and whatnot. So I just want to leave you with that story. But now let's jump in here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about why you should go to the Canton Fair. Point number one, or reason number one here, is that you're just going to get so many more ideas, product ideas, supplier ideas, whatever it is. There are literally thousands of suppliers at the Canton Fair. There's like football fields and football fields and football fields packed. Like there's three phases of the Canton Fair. Just to walk through one phase literally takes an entire week. Last time my sister and I, we went to 2 phases, but just to go through like one phase, and we were like walking fast through all of the entire phase. It took us a full week to get through all the rows to see like everything that was there. So, and we were moving, and we still had time, to talk to different suppliers and like stop, look at samples, whatnot. But we were moving, and we covered a lot of ground, and there's like thousands of suppliers there. There are thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of products. So point number one here on the list is that you will get so many new product ideas. It is unbelievable. And you can go back and like check out Jungle Scout. You can whip out your phone and like check out Amazon listings, or maybe back in your hotel, you can like do a little bit of product research. Then you can go back the next day and just like comb through like hundreds of product ideas very quickly. So point number one here on the list is you will get tons of product ideas very fast by going to Canton Fair. So point number two here on the list, guys, is the feedback loop. You have a very fast feedback loop when you go to the Canton Fair. Typically, when you go to, source a product, let's say that you're sitting at home, you're sitting in the USA or anywhere in the world, you're going to do your research, your product research, right? You're going to look at Jungle Scout, you're going to find a good product idea, you're going to go to Alibaba, you're going to find a couple of factories, you're going to reach out to those factories, you might ask for samples, negotiate pricing. You receive that sample, then you like send your requirements back to the factory, you create a PO, and then you start the production process. And that process can, take a month, 2 months sometimes, to work through all those kinks, especially if it's your first time. Well, going to the Canton Fair, you can do that process much faster. That process of 30 days, 60 days that I just described there that would typically take you, you can literally do in 1 day, 2 days. You can go to the Canton Fair with your product ideas. You can quickly find suppliers. They're going to have all of their samples on display so you can gauge the quality right there in their booth. You can ask them their pricing on the spot. You can be filling out orders, directly there with them. And that whole feedback loop can happen much faster. So you can literally take that 30, 60-day process and condense it down into a single day, just cutting out, making your whole process, your product sourcing or manufacturing product or process so much faster by directly being there. So that's point number two. Point number three on reasons of why you should go to the Canton Fair is that your suppliers, or the suppliers that you're going to be visiting there, are going to take you much more seriously. They're going to see you face to face. You're not going to be communicating with them through email, and they're going to take you much more seriously. They're going to know that you flew over to China, you're staying in Guangzhou. Meeting with them face to face is going to go a lot to help them think that you are legitimate. That you are serious about putting in an order, that you flew over there to meet with them, and that you're ready, or that you have a substantial business that you are a real customer that is, serious about putting in an order. And that's going to go really helpful when you go to negotiate price. Especially if this is like your first product or your second product. When you are meeting with them face to face, they're going to take you seriously, and they're going to likely give you a pretty competitive price for whatever it is, that product that you are, purchasing. I'm sure that you've all, or if you haven't, you've had experience with going onto Alibaba and looking at different products and seeing the prices that are listed there. Typically on Alibaba, they might have a much lower price, and then you start talking with them, and then they start to inch up their price, or the price that they had listed on Alibaba isn't reflective of the price that they're quoting you. That's not the case here. When you're meeting them face to face, they're going to take you seriously. They're going to think that you're a legitimate business and that you are looking for high quality products. You're looking to make a deal. So they're going to offer you some pretty competitive pricing right up from the start, because they think that you're serious about, conducting business with them. So point number 3 there is that they're going to take you serious, and you're going to immediately start off on a higher foot than if you were to just contact them via email. And that makes sense too, right? Like if you were running a business and the customer came and visited you face to face, of course you're going to take them a little bit more seriously than if they just sent you an email, right? Or just coming in cold. I mean, that happens all the time. So they're going to take you more seriously. You flew over there from your home country, you're meeting them face to face, and you're ready to do business, and they're going to appreciate that. Point number 4, and it kind of leads off the point that I just mentioned, is that you're going to have an opportunity to build a relationship with them. Meeting face to face is extremely important, and I'm telling you that because when you start to source products, when you start to manufacture products with your factory, you're constantly in contact with them. You're talking back and forth with them, once a week, every couple of days, checking up on the status. You might run into like an issue here or there. They're going to have questions. You're going to have questions. Your communication with your factories is extremely important, and that goes into the relationship. So it's really important that you have a strong relationship with your factory, so that that whole process, the whole manufacturing process, can go really smoothly for you. And just being able to meet them at the Canton Fair or visit their factory, go meet them face to face, is going to go miles with them in building that relationship. They're going to remember who you are. You took the time to come over and visit with them, meet them face to face. Maybe you're giving them a small gift from your home country or whatnot. That's going to go really far into setting the standard as far as your relationship going forward. And they're going to remember that, and they're going to, potentially, put priority on your order over someone else's that was just, sent through Alibaba or just sent through email. So that relationship is extremely important, and going to the Canton Fair is just going to help to foster that and really, build a strong relationship with you and your factory. Point number 5 here on the list is the factories that tend to go to the Canton Fair are pretty high quality. Depending on what you're looking like on Alibaba, sometimes you might run into trading companies, or sometimes you might just find really low quality listings or factories on Alibaba. And the reason for that is because anybody can just list on Alibaba, right? There isn't as strict of an application process compared to the Canton Fair. So on Alibaba, you can really just get a mishmash of a bunch of different factories, right? It can be a really professional factory, or it could just be Joe Schmo in his garage, and set up an Alibaba store and is manufacturing products. On the flip side of that, the Canton Fair is really expensive. They vet all the suppliers. This is one of the largest supplier fairs in the world, if not the largest. and the Canton Fair wants to protect their reputation. So not only is it really expensive for the suppliers to go to the Canton Fair, they also vet them extremely well, and you can be sure that top quality suppliers are going to be at the fair, so that when you're going through and you're looking through the products, or just walking down the aisle, you can be reassured that these are legitimate businesses. They are professional. Of course, you're still going to have your bad eggs, right? And you got to vet them on your own terms. But at least there's a little bit of a standard for when you're walking down the aisles in the Canton Fair, knowing that these are legitimate businesses, that you're doing, business with a real factory within China. So the last point here on the list is meeting like-minded people. When you go to the Canton Fair, not only are the aisles just packed with other, people doing the exact same thing that you're doing, but there's also meetups happening at night, or you might be staying in a hotel, that has a bunch of other e-commerce sellers. You're going to meet very quickly a bunch of other people that are doing the exact same thing you're doing. You're going to be able to get ideas from them. You're going to be able to talk to them. There's going to be, businesses there, companies there that are much larger than yours, or maybe on the same size as yours. And you're just going to be able to surround yourself with like-minded people all doing the same thing, because they're at the Canton Fair. And like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, completely immersing yourself within the experience, within the culture, within whatever it is that you're doing. And in this case, building an e-commerce business and surrounding yourself with people that are doing the same thing, it's just going to go miles for you as far as, building up your enthusiasm, giving you that motivation, bouncing ideas off of those other people. So I encourage you to go to the Canton Fair, for all of these reasons, but also to meet like-minded people who are also going through the same thing. So there you guys have it. I did just want to make this, quick video detailing to you guys 6 things or reasons on why I think you should go to the Canton Fair. Like I said, I got tremendous value out of it last time I went, last October. It's literally doubled the size of my business. And I'm going again. So the truth is in the pudding there. I got tremendous value out of it last year, so I'm going again. I'm going to be bringing my sister along. And yeah, it's going to be super awesome. I'm super excited, and I encourage you guys, if not this time, but it happens again twice a year, so in the spring, definitely check it out. And if you're going to be there this fall, let me know in the comment section below, and let's try to meet up or whatnot. So without further ado, guys, have a great rest of your day.